And then there's the Sea of Lilies, and I know we've seen this before, but I just have to say it again. It looks again beautiful. It looks amazing, exactly like I imagined, with the little boat just going through it and leaving this line of blue water with all the white lilies next to it. Looks beautiful. But there is this line of Lucy, which first really thought annoyed me. It really bugged me because it was do you really Aslan's country, and then Lucy says, do you really believe there's such a place? While in the book she says, do you really think you can sail to that place like sail to any ordinary island, which is something completely different. And again, an example of how the script writers just don't get the books, like with Aslan and Prince Caspian. Very it's an example that's been used overly and overly, but still it's a great example. In the book, Aslan says, every year you grow, you'll find me bigger. While in the film he says, every year you grow, so shall I, which actually means he physically grows, which is like ridiculous. I mean, he doesn't physically grow. It's the importance of belief that grows in Lucy when she ages, which is a beautiful rendition of that, seeing Aslan grow. But you know, by saying that Aslan grows actually while Lucy grows, that's ridiculous. I mean, when she's 20, Aslan will be like 70 feet tall. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. So, but actually, I was scared that this was an example like that. But then later, this clip got released, which I'll talk about in the next video. And that clip actually said that it wasn't like that, because after the conversation that we hear in this trailer, she actually also asks, do you think you can sail toward it? So that sort of makes up for it, although still the first line isn't correct according to a character. The second line is, so the scene isn't ruined. What I do love is Reaper Cheap's answer, and that's coming up right now.
We have nothing, if not belief.
That's like the entire summary to me of the Voyage to the Dawn trailer. We have nothing if not belief. We have to believe that this Aslan's country will be out there, and Aslan will guard us and will save us if we're in trouble, like he did on the Dark Island. And he's with us, and he'll stand next to us even though we can't see him. That's the entire theme of almost the entire Chronicles of Narnia, and especially Voyage of the Dawn trailer, where they just you know, putting their destiny in the hands of fate, and actually fate is Aslan, of course. So this line, if we have nothing if not belief, that's actually exactly what the book is about. That you have to have belief. So yeah, I love it that line just made my day when I saw the trailer. Not that big. The effects look better, but still I'm not really fond of the idea. These effects look way better too. Here, the scene, I guess this is the scene where when they defeat Dark Island, and Eustace has been transformed back into a boy, and he lays the seventh sword at the table. And then I guess he swims back. I don't know how, because on the footage we've seen it seems like 10 miles away or something. So, but hell, he swims back, and Reaper Cheap is so happy to see him, he jumps in the water, and that's when he discovers that the water is actually sweet, which is great that they're including that. And they're also including the prophecy around Reaper Cheap's destiny, which is seen in again the same clip as I was talking about earlier. And yeah, I love that that's all in there, because that's again Reaper Cheap actually represents the entire theme of the film to me. So yeah, I think it's very important that his journey he goes through, and the events he goes through are completely copied from the book, almost, like, because they're so important to the story to me. So I'm very happy to see this, and of course, you know, this doesn't really mean that the water is sweet, but it seems so similar to the book that I'm pretty sure that this is when he discovers the water is sweet. Plus the rhyme is in there, the prophecy, So you know, where the wave grows sweet, you in the other E, the whole rhyme is in there. So yeah, I guess um, this is when he discovered that.
Traveler of Narnia, I am your guide.
Oh, nice, beautiful.
They tune their effects, so that's good, but the joke's still terrible. Then some more shots of Lucy entering the magician's house, and I love the idea of the magician's house itself being invisible too, um, and not only the Duffelpots and the magician, but just uh, every thing that could actually, because they changed the reason why in the book the Duffelpots made themselves invisible, and in the film it's Koryakin who actually did it to protect them from the Dark Island. So he just wiped out every uh, possible indicator that there is actually life on this island, and that's why I guess the whole mansion is invisible too. Yeah. Then Caspian leading his army. Um, I really like it. He seems more confident, as he has said in the films. His character has really become a king, which I think is really important. I was really looking forward to it. Loved Prince Caspian and Prince Caspian, and yeah, I hope he now as King Caspian, you know, he should evolve. He shouldn't be the same character, and it appears that he is now the king. So that really looks good.
Oh, never give in.
Then, well, I skipped a lot there. There is, first of all, there's this march through, you know, at the Lone Islands. They're marching through the streets, which is cool that they're doing that. I don't know if this is actually like in the book when they're marching up to the um, to the castle and of Governor Gumpus. Maybe it's just a victory walk through the town. I don't know. Then there's a dragon flying towards ships. We've had that shot, but still I think in all the other shots the dragon looks fine to me. But here his arms are like way too long, and yeah, that makes it look a bit too humanoid, I think. But hell, the other shot looks in the shots where he actually bends them, it looks great. So I'm not sure. I'll have to wait to see him in action. Reap Cheap. Then Reap Cheap riding Dragon Eustace. I love that. You know, in the book, it's you know, in the book it's sad that some of them ride Eustace, but it's not really. It's cool that they show it. I like that Reap Cheap ride. You know, also because when when Eustace is a dragon, he and Reap Cheap really connect. So I'm very glad that it's in there. Then fighting scenes. Then the sea serpent about, I think, to crush the entire Dawn Treader. I'm not sure, but it looks like it could just fall upon it and would be destroyed. So it's again, it looks amazingly scary to me. I mean, I'm almost afraid to see it in 3D because it will, like, I know it will jump at you all the time, and it has a lot of teeth, and I'm a bit, yeah. So we'll see how it works out, but it looks really scary, so I'm happy that they really nailed the scariness that was in the book when suddenly this giant sea serpent came out of the water. Then the seven swords beaming to the sky, which I'm like, what? I mean, even if these swords are given by Aslan to protect Narnia, blah blah blah, why in God's name would they beam like that? It's like Batman's sign is going to, you know, the Batman sign is going to appear up in the sky. I don't really get why they used this effect. I mean, they could have come up with something a little bit cooler than that, but hell, we'll see how it works out. And then throwing spears, and Atlantis Roar. That's it. And so, all in all, this trailer was actually quite encouraging because there was, you know, I sort of felt like they actually, yeah, there was a lot of the stuff that I hated are in here, but there's no new stuff that's actually bad. There's only new encouraging stuff, like the talk with Rip Cheap about Atlantis Country, that's finally being mentioned, not only shown but mentioned. And yeah, all these this, to me, this trailer feels not exactly like the Don't Tread It Yet, but a lot more like the Don't Tread It than all the previous trailers. So actually, I'm very, this trailer was very encouraging, and since then I've really become excited about this film again, because I already know about, I think, all the bad stuff they have done. So I can't be more disappointed about it when I see it. I think I can only be encouraged by all the good news I get and all the good scenes that are in it. So yeah, actually I'm quite happy with this. This trailer really was an encouragement.